Hi everybody, welcome back to another Hayward's Hamlet. And typically this time of year, in December, a traditional holiday favorite is tamales. However, I don't have the time nor the patience to make tamales. I like to go with another holiday classic, Southwestern Egg Rolls. It's quite simple process, really. And because the kids and I are going to have chicken tacos, I cut up some extra chicken, and this is going to be the base for our Southwestern Egg Rolls. And on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, I'll have plenty of these egg rolls that I'll be able to serve to my guests and friends as an appetizer. So real simple, real simple. First, of course, we're going to start off with some, I'm just using whole chicken breast, and I diced it up fairly small, and I'm going to fry that off and get that cooked. We're going to use some onions and cebollas for my friends south of the border. We're going to use some cilantro. It is my favorite spice, so I can never get enough of this. Proportionally wise, I'm using 3 chicken breasts, 3 half breasts I guess, but they were large. This is 1 bunch of cilantro, not like a whole bunch of it, but I should use a whole bunch, but this is just 1 bunch. I'm using 2 whole onions. Part of the flavoring, I'm also going to use some limes, a little lime juice. It's going to add a little moisture inside the filling. And then the last ingredient before we spice, I have in this draining not only some fire roasted corn that I grew out back, but on the fence I have some beans, some black beans. So if you're not familiar with black beans, it's frijoles negros here. I guess you could use pintos if you like. I really like the frijoles negros, the black beans. It adds a great flavor, a lot of fiber to your meal, and that's going to round out the major ingredients. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this hot pan, and I just a little bit. I don't want to over oil. And then I'm going to put this chicken in, and I'm going to start cooking this process. Guys, we got to mention that the last ingredient I'm going to use are egg roll wraps, and we'll get to that in a little bit later. But in the meantime, while I get this going, I'll let you go take a break, get your favorite beverage, come right back. Well, hi, welcome back everybody. I hope you filled up your drinks, and we're getting ready to get all these ingredients, combine them together before our very final step. So the chicken has been cooked off, as we talked about, and it's chopped and diced to about the size of the corn and the black beans. So let's just start adding the ingredients, okay? So we're going to add the black beans. We want to keep all the proportions about the same. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now, you never have enough cilantro for me, so I'll just go ahead and add that whole bit of cilantro. And I'm going to put a little more of a dice on these onions, because they are still a little bit on the large side. So, get these diced. Now, I didn't have time to make my own wonton wrappers this week. Kids kept me kind of busy. But you can pick up wonton wrappers at your favorite grocery store. I'm sorry, not wonton wrappers, egg roll wrappers. They're about 5 inches by 5 inches, roughly thereabouts. And they'll hold a good size. Alright, that looks pretty good. So we'll put some onion in there. Once again, you could adjust the flavoring to the way you like it. That off to the side. Now, I'm going to add 1 serrano pepper. This is going to give it a little heat. Well, maybe a lot of heat. I prefer to use jalapenos, but the winter freeze that we've had recently froze all of my jalapenos in my garden. But I had to go pick up a serrano pepper. We want to make sure that that we get this diced fine. If we leave too much, too large, some people are going to get a nice big bite of serrano pepper, and other people won't get. So we want to make sure it's evenly distributed throughout the entire mixture. So make sure that you dice this ultra fine, and of course make sure also to wash your hands after handling a serrano or a jalapeno. You don't want to go touch your eyes or go to the restroom. If you haven't felt the pain of a serrano or a jalapeno touching the eye, you don't know what you're missing. Nice fine dice. Get these flavors mixing throughout the entire mixture. Alright. And that's going to add a nice little warmth on a cold winter day. Now, we seasoned the chicken while it was cooking. However, we added a bunch of other ingredients that haven't been seasoned, so we need to go ahead and do that because that seasoning, seasoned chicken, is not going to encapsulate all of the other ingredients. So let's go ahead and add some more salt, a little more pepper, now, I also like to use some cumin seed. You don't have to use it. I think it adds a wonderful, authentic touch. And we'll go ahead and add well, maybe about a teaspoon. And lastly, to add that freshness of a little lime juice. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up. And if I can show you what this looks like, this is going to be our filling for our Southwestern egg rolls. So we'll take one last break, so you get one more hot chocolate with some Baileys or whatever your favorite winter drink is, and when we come back, we're going to stuff some of these and get them going. All right, see you in a few minutes. Well, thanks for staying with me, everybody. And so let's assemble these wontons. So these are just some Twin Dragon egg roll. I keep saying wontons. I'm sorry, it's egg rolls. And we're going to do egg rolls, our Southwestern egg rolls. And you can buy these at pretty much any grocery store. You know what, with these wontons, it's kind of fun. You can really stuff really anything you want. So for breakfast even, you know, if you have some bacon and eggs, you can roll some bacon and eggs with maybe some hash browns inside these, put them in the deep fryer, and you have breakfast egg rolls. So we're going to start with this. Now, since I have a granite countertop here, I'm going to lightly dust the countertop with just a little flour. It's going to help from the wonton pastry from actually sticking while I roll these. You're also going to need a little bit of water, and you can use your finger if you want, a pastry brush, but I'm going to lay out several of these wonton or egg roll wrappers. Maybe I should just quit and go ahead and make wontons. You know, I separate these and roll a few of them at a time. You don't want to use too much flour, just enough so it doesn't stick to your working surface. One great thing about having kids is that in between these takes, while we take our commercial break, the kids come out and actually clean the kitchen. Not really, it's me. Kids are off playing their video games. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place about, I don't know, maybe about 2 ounces. Get your nose real close to your screen, and then you can see up close how much I'm actually going to put into these wontons, these egg rolls. Alright, disclaimer, every time I say wonton, that I'm really saying egg roll. So we're going to, it's roughly 2 ounces maybe a large serving spoon. If you overfill them, you'll have a harder time wrapping them to keep them neat. If you underfill them, it's not that big of a deal, you'll just have more wrapper. And you'll get the hang of it after you start wrapping a few of them, how many you actually need. And don't worry about getting your countertop all dirty, you can wipe it off later. And you're going to put your ingredients diagonal, going point to point. Alright, so we got that. So I'm going to then make this nice and neat and spread these ingredients out a little bit. And if you can watch me here, I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer so you can see. I'm going to work in a diagonal fashion, and I'm going to take my pastry brush and I'm going to just do the edge furthest away from me. I'm not worried so much about this side. I'm going to wrap it like a burrito. I'm going to, once over, I'm going to tuck this side in. I'm going to tuck this side in. And I'm going to roll and try to roll and keep them tight. Now the reason for the water is that it will help the pastry adhere to itself. So you see that, that is your first Southwestern egg roll. Now if you're going to make these and you're going to freeze them, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fry them first, par fry them just a little bit. You're going to cook them maybe in the fryer halfway, because if you put your wontons in the freezer or refrigerator just like this, the pastry dough will dry out. And then once the pastry dough dries out, it will start to crack. And then you just might as well throw them away, because unless you rewrap them, well, if you have a little fussy one, you can just touch a little touch of water and let it sit off to the side. So go ahead and par fry them, and once they're par fried, par cooked, go ahead and put them in seal them real well, and then you can freeze them for a month or two, or keep in the refrigerator in case you're going to a party later in the week. So if you're going to do tacos at home, a fun way for the kids to have tacos is go ahead and make your beef, however, whether it be ground beef or shredded beef. Season it like your tacos. Add your cheese. Wrap them in an egg roll wrapper, and it's an easy way for your kids to have a good time and have some tacos. Just a fun, different variation. Now, when you have your holiday party and you're bringing out your tamales, you can also bring this out, and you can have just a great old time. Now, if you want, you can just go ahead and plop these right in the fryer from here. My fryer is heating up, and we'll let that get to its 350 degrees while I continue to wrap these. But this has been another fantastic cooking show that I've really enjoyed having you come into my home to do this fun stuff. I know my kids like eating these. So there you have it, Southwestern Egg Rolls. Real simple. Add the ingredients you like: chicken, black beans, corn, cilantro, onion. Boy, you could do crab, you could do beef, whatever you like. Season it how you like. I used a little bit of cumin seed, salt, pepper. I used some chili powder, garlic powder. Mix that all up together, and there you have it. Stuff it inside of a wonton wrapper, and you're ready to go. Well, thanks for tuning in to another edition of Hayward's Hamlet. Merry Christmas.